Dan Patrick is blasting slippery Dade feeling. It's January 9th, 2024, and these are your headlines. Well, Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick is ramping up his criticism of House Speaker Dade Phelan for failing to comply with the requested audit of the cost of the chamber's impeachment of Attorney General Ken Paxton. Now, an audit of both chambers' expenses was requested after the trial by Patrick, and while open records requests revealed a cost of at least $4.3 million by the House, the chamber so far not complied with the actual audit. Patrick says Phelan may be avoiding providing the numbers because they may amount to much more than currently known. Now, in a scathing statement to Texas Scorecard, Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick said Dade has a problem because if he formally objects to the audit, he would be admitting he doesn't want Texans to know how much of their money he frivolously spent on the impeachment. He went on to say, the Senate turned over our impeachment costs before the state auditor's deadline, roughly $435,000, while Dade, who is yet to object to the audit, officially has never turned over anything. What's he embarrassed about? What's he hiding? Went on to say the only information the public has from the House is what the media extracted under the public information laws, which shows that the House spent about $4 million on some of their attorneys. No one knows how much of taxpayer money Dade spent on the sham impeachment. If I had never asked for the audit, Dade should have released every dollar of the impeachment spending on his own. Guess what, Dade? It's the right thing to do. And this is where it really gets spicy. Patrick said at this point, he is no better, talking about Dade Phelan, he is no better than Hunter Biden. Slippery Dade's intentions are clear. Hide the actual cost of the impeachment from the public. I will not let this go away. Texas taxpayers must know how much Dade's failed political gambit cost them. Texans deserve the truth. Now, Speaker Dade Phelan did not respond to our request for comment. A Republican primary race for an open North Texas Senate seat has sparked a fight over the state's residency requirements for legislative candidates. So candidates are challenging Brent Hagenbuch's eligibility to run in a district where public records show he doesn't reside. 4 GOP candidates filed to run for Senate District 30. This was after incumbent Senator Drew Springer announced he would not be seeking re-election. Those include Carrie DeMoore, Cody Clark, Jace Yarborough, and Hagenbuch. He resigned as chairman of the Denton County GOP to run for the Senate seat and quickly drew high-profile endorsements from Governor Greg Abbott, Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, and several Republican state senators. However, many Denton County residents noted a problem, that it appeared that Hagenbuch lives in Senate District 12, not Senate District 30. The other primary candidates noticed as well. They filed administrative challenges to his candidacy with the Republican Party of Texas, which is responsible for verifying each candidate's eligibility. State law requires Senate candidates to live in the district they seek to represent for 1 year before Election Day. In this case, that would be November 5th. The case was supposed to be heard yesterday, but has since been delayed as we inch closer to the primary election on March 5th.
Did you know you can watch Texas Scorecard on your TV? If you have a Roku or Apple TV device, download the free Texas Scorecard app and get conservative Texas news you can trust.
Lastly, according to a new report from the Dallas Express, the Dallas Independent School District has published a resource guide that advises children on how to change genders. Named the LGBTQ+ Resources for Dallas ISD and Surrounding Communities Guide, the document recommends various transgender clinics, gives resources on how to socially, legally, and medically transition, and lists books for elementary students about gender-confused children. Robin Harris, the executive director of Dallas ISD's communications team, told the Dallas Express that the document is only available to adults who request it. She specified that the adults are to be parents or other school employees. However, upon further investigation, it was found that the document was shared with the public through the social media platform X. And Dallas ISD also shares the guide on its news site, The Hub. When talking about LGBT Pride Month, the newsletter said the resources guide can be shared with parents, staff, and students alike. One of the authors of the document, Devin Box, is a self-proclaimed queer, trans, and non-binary person, whole trifecta. Box's services include providing children with reference letters to obtain gender mutilation surgeries. Among the resources outlined in the document are multiple sources about minors socially and physically mutilating their bodies to attempt to change their biological sex. One resource, called the Transgender Map, advises individuals on which body parts to modify, including jaw and chin surgery, hip and thigh augmentation, and vaginoplasty. Another resource includes the Resource Center, which advocates for cross-sex hormone usage, provides a multitude of resources related to gender mutilation, and offers instruction on how to go about affirming, that's the term the left loves to use, affirming a child's gender identity. Texas Scorecard has previously reported that Dallas ISD has partnered with the Resource Center through its Out for Safe Schools program. The document also highlights medical and health resources, giving students and parents options to facilitate their child's sex change. For more of today's stories, head to TexasScorecard.com.